Very topical segment. The World Series is currently going on as we're recording this Game 7 tonight, the Dodgers and the Astros. So we figured this would be the perfect time to talk about our favorite baseball movies. So I'm going to start with the man sitting next to me, Vinny. Vinny, what do you think your favorite baseball movie would be?
All right. My memory is a little foggy on this one, I'm going to be honest, because it's been a while since I've seen it. I haven't seen it since it came out in theaters, but I'm going to go with Moneyball.
That's my favorite too.
Really?
I appreciate it, my man. I love you. So why is Moneyball your favorite movie, out of curiosity?
I don't know. From what I recall, from when I was seeing it, I just thought it was, I liked the acting in it. I thought the story was kind of interesting too. Incredible as well. I mean, what was it, like a 22 win streak for the Athletics? Yeah, and I just kind of like it, especially since they were in like such a bit of like a pitfall at the time. I don't know, not much else I can say because I can't really remember that well. Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill, right? Yeah, Jonah Hill, they were pretty good in it.
Yeah, so I want to ask you guys now, did you guys ever see Moneyball?
No.
No? Okay, that's fine. What about your favorite baseball movies?
My favorite baseball movie, all time, hands down, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off.
So tell us a little bit about that for people that might not have seen that one.
Well, it's a Disney Channel original movie, and it's this guy who is a great baseball player. He was raised to be a baseball player. He's in high school, but he loves cooking. So ultimately, he has to choose between the two. It's like a High School Musical for baseball and cooking.
I was just going to say, it's High School Musical.
Except
Yes.
Did that come before or
No
after?
music.
Oh, way before. Before.
Speaking of High School Musical, my favorite baseball movie is High School Musical 2, when they're singing "I Don't Dance."
I do
Definitely,
remember
that's.
that.
I mean, you can't. It's only like 2 minutes, but definitely my favorite movie, like out of all. Actually, no, my favorite baseball movie. I was debating because there's like Rookie of the Year, Angels in the Outfield, 42. There's some great baseball movies out there, but if I had to choose between any of them, I'd probably have to say Field of Dreams.
Why?
Just because I just thought like the idea, because when I saw it when I was young, and the only reason why I liked it so much because I just thought it was weird how people were walking out of corn, and then it was just like a field of dreams, you know. I thought it was great. I mean, I haven't seen it in a long time, but when I was a kid, it just like it really captured my attention, and it's hard for a kid. So that was just my favorite movie. I don't know why. It's just my favorite movie. Sparked my imagination.
Now, you mentioned 42. That's probably the most recent one out of everyone that we've talked about so far. Did you see that one already?
Yes.
Did you like that one? Or was
that is a good movie, and it's very educational about what had happened between Jackie Robinson and how he became the first African American professional baseball player when they were still like in segregated at the time. It's also really cool to see all the stuff that he had to go through and how he persevered through all of that because he knew what he wanted to do and he didn't let anyone stop him. I thought it was really great.
I really liked that movie too. It was a great movie.
Well, actually, that's perfect. Can you please give your input? Because that's one of my favorite baseball movies. It's not my favorite, but I think a lot of people, especially if you don't follow baseball, you don't really know how tough it was, especially for black baseball players back in that time. To succeed, they had to deal with a lot of derogatory statements, a lot of derogatory fans. They weren't really accepted in the locker rooms, and I think, Brian, you said it was educational, and I think a lot of times you don't really see that when you get baseball movies. You get these like feel-good stories, like you mentioned your Disney movie, you mentioned The Sandlot, but especially when it comes to 42, that's why I liked it, for the educational aspect.
Yeah, not much I have to say about why I like it that hasn't been said here already. I'm very educational. It's a very powerful story. I don't think you really have to be a big baseball fan to enjoy it. I mean, it's a great story, and especially what you were saying as well about black baseball players. I saw an article online recently about I didn't read it. It was like a headliner, but something about like Jackie Robinson. He had to wear like a special cap or something to like prevent people from like throwing stuff at him when he was like out in the field. Are you familiar with any of that?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, is any of that true? Because
yeah,
I found that very interesting. If it is.
Yeah, I mean, you have to remember back then the fan base for baseball was predominantly white, so they did not like seeing a player like Jackie Robinson on their field. They thought that spot should go to a more deserving white player. So yeah, he had to protect himself, definitely.
Yeah, Yeah, I liked seeing that one as well. It's definitely another one of my favorite baseball movies. Not my favorite, like you said, you know.
Yeah. So, out of curiosity, who here has seen The Sandlot? Okay, so perfect. Everyone has seen The Sandlot. So, Katie, I want to start with you. Did you like The Sandlot?
Yeah, The Sandlot's definitely a classic, and I have to say it is Jill Young's favorite movie. So if you don't like it,
I
she'll
don't like
fight
it
you.
anymore.
Yeah, I'm
She's
with
gonna fight
Brian.
you.
I liked it. I thought it's a good little story about childhood and growing up. I mean, it's not really a good like. It's not really like a great movie. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite of all time, but I mean it's good to watch like with your friends or like just something to watch on when you spare time. But definitely not my favorite for sure.
What about you, Vinny?
Take
I've
that,
not
Jill.
seen that.
I have not seen The Sandlot.
Although I have seen the kid who says you're killing me, Smalls.
Okay, well, that's like 50% of the movie right there, so you're good. So you basically did see it.
I'll you know what, I'm gonna have to see the rest of it. You kind of convinced me. Maybe like when I have some downtime this
I mean,
weekend,
yeah, there's
maybe I'll-
basically two lines. It's you're killing me, Smalls, and you play ball like a girl. That's about all the movie is. So you're only like it's only like 2 minutes long, not even, right?
Yeah.
It's like one of the worst movies ever. Jill Young has no idea what she's talking about. She should be personally fired and taken out of school.
That's everyone's allowed to have their own opinion. I respect that. So, any final thoughts before we part on this episode of the Triple Scoop, guys?
Astros are going to win the World Series tonight. Game 7. It's going to be 100-0. Yu Darvish is going to get taken out in the second inning. I keep on slapping my knees. And because of how excited I am, because the Astros are going to win the World Series all tonight, I'm telling you right now, tomorrow, they're going to be World Series champions.
Okay. That was a good thought on movies.
He said last thoughts on anything, honestly. He didn't say it had to be movies.
Well, it might be made into a movie in the
could be.
future.
Exactly.
It might be.
I was thinking about that. That'd be fun.